Hey guys, this is AZ Wallbreaker here, and you're watching my channel, Wallbreakers, here to inspire you to be epic, be legendary. Alright, today I am going to give you a book update, and I am going to give you 5 disadvantages of traditional publishing. Before I get into that, I just want to say thank you if you're new for checking this channel out. And if you're an old viewer, thank you for coming back. If you like this video, please hit like, subscribe, and share my videos. Alright, today I'm going to talk about some book updates. This week was a very struggle for me. I am stuck at one chapter. And that's not because of writer's block or anything like that. It's because I've been very busy this week with work. I had to work this weekend, and that took a lot of time for me from focusing on my book on top of YouTube and all that stuff. I've just been very busy, and it hasn't been good. Even in the mornings, I've been struggling a little bit with my kids getting up earlier in the morning, and it's just been a challenge for me to focus on my book. But now I'm going to focus on my book and put every effort to get through that chapter. I'm almost finished with that chapter. It's just getting the time to sit and focus on that. So that's what I plan to do on this week. Alright, today I'm going to cover 5 disadvantages of traditional publishing. I'll be using a source from Kristen Keffer, which I will post her stuff below to check out her website. Please check it out when you get the opportunity. 1. Lower royalty rates. In my last video, which I will post above, I talk about receiving an advance for your work. When you sign with a traditional publishing, you get money advances so they can pay you earlier. But there's a disadvantage that comes with that. Lower royalty rates happens because as your book is beginning to be sent out, there's different costs that comes with it. So say that you got $5,000 in advance, but you have to pay not only that back, but you have to pay other costs such as your agent, such as the resources that your traditional publishing company use, such as advertising and commercializing and setting up the book. That $5,000 that you got in advance is actually more when you think about it. And in this, she used an example. If an author receives a $5,000 bonus upon signing their book deal, the author must first earn back that $5,000 before they can lay claim to a cut of the royalties. And keep in mind that $5,000 isn't just $5,000 in total royalties. It's $5,000 of the cut the author would have received after the publishing house and agents have taken their own cuts, which means that the book might need to bring in upwards of $50,000 in profit before the author begins to receive royalties. So that's saying that you're not going to get 100% of your royalties when your book's being sold. You have to pay all these different costs I like to call it invisible costs because you don't see it or expect it. So just to keep that in mind when you decide, or if you're deciding to do traditional publishing, that you're not going to get 100% of your revenue when you're selling your books if you go that route. 2. Infrequent paydays. There's a reason why many aspiring authors such as myself are going to keep their job when they put out their first book, because of the chances of getting paid often. It doesn't happen that often. A lot of times it takes a while for an author to receive payment for the work, and it's slow. Probably gonna get paid once a month, one time, and then you have to wait a year. It is very challenging, and that's the reason why many people such as myself are going to keep their jobs, because of the infrequent paydays. You just don't know when you're going to get paid. 3. This one is the one that scares me the most about going to traditional publishing, and that is loss of creative control. I'm a very creative person. I have so many ideas that I like to share or like to try to do and bring up and make, such as write my book. You pretty much don't get 100% of your creative control. You have to go with ideas from other people who may or may have read your book. oftentimes they are going to stereotype you in your book to reach a certain audience. So for instance, when I come out with my book, I expect, if I decide to use traditional publishing to help get my book out, that the company that I go with is going to try to reach out to male readers, or more specifically black male readers. Why? Because the authors, such as myself, I'm black and I'm male. More likely, they're going to see my writing as one that attracts males. So what my book that I want to do is I want to please both male and females. I want both male and female readers to read my book. I don't want to be limited to who I want to get as an audience members. So for me, I have to keep in mind that if I choose that route, that's what I'm going to have to look at. That they're going to guide my book and how it's written to meet a certain audience, when maybe I just want to reach as many audience as possible. It doesn't matter what the color is or sex is. It's just that they get the control, they get to say, and they get to get that direction for long publishing process. With traditional publishing, you have to understand that you're not the only book out there. There are tons of authors who many of them have great ideas, and they're trying to push their book out just like we are. Book writing world is oversaturated with so many ideas and so many authors trying to get their ideas out. So that is a very difficult process, to where you might feel like the company is forgetting about you, they don't care about your work, or you're going to feel like they didn't like the book. So it's going to have a lot of discipline and patience on your part and my part if we decide to go that route. They're going to be picky about who they're going to put their resources with. You know, they're not going to just give every author a chance to push out their books. They have to pick the books that they think that they're going to have the best opportunity to bring in profit. What's that mean for you and I? We gotta have a really good agent who's invested in our book and knows what the heck he or she is doing to push her book to make it stand out more. It's our job to try to make it stand out from all the other books, to say, hey, this book needs to go out first in line, and that's going to be challenging. That's going to be very difficult, because they don't have a lot of time. They have a lot of books to go through. So just expect a long process delay, because that's just the way companies work. They're picky, they're choosy, but you got an oversaturation of competition. 5. Hard barrier of entry. Like I said before, there's a lot of competition out there. The book writing business is oversaturated with so many authors, so many ideas, that it can be daunting just to get your book to have a company read it. Heck, even an agent to read it. And that's going to be a challenging task if you are trying to get your book out there. Like I said, you shouldn't freak out about it, because it is challenging. I know it's challenging, but you shouldn't give up. There's times where you can face 1,000 rejections before someone takes a chance with your book, and that could be demoralizing. As I said before, you shouldn't give up on yourself because you face rejections. If you believe that your work is really good and readers are going to like your book, you need to push your book and find someone until you say yes. Don't give up. Keep pushing your book, keep working on it, get it out there so people can read it, because you never know. You may be the next J.K. Rowling, or you may be the next J.R.R. Tolkien. You never know. So push your book out. Don't be afraid to hear the word no. Don't take no for an answer, and keep saying yes. That was all I got for today. I got a question for you. Of all the 5 disadvantages of traditional publishing, which one do you think is going to affect you the most from deciding to go with them? Is it one of the 5? Post down below and I will respond. Anyway, you can follow me on these multiple platforms for social media. They'll be posted down below. And just, if you like this video, please hit like, subscribe. Also, share my videos to inspire others to do stuff such as writing a book. Alright, so I'll be seeing you later, and remember,